Some continued work on the tractor out here. A little update. Finally got the rims in for the back hubs. Fit these go-kart style hubs here that fit the new axles from the new transmission. And that bolts right up to that. I haven't put them on yet. I have no idea what it looks like. Had these before, but I just cleaned up the rims a little bit, threw some paint on them. Added grease points on the insides, so it's regularly a keyed way here, but it's going to have grease now. Modified the front axle a little bit over here. Cut out some contacts where the frame touches. Just going to see what that'll do. More extreme things to come, most likely. Also cut off this piece from the bottom of the axle I believe the mower deck would have hooked to. So it would have gone right there. And then I just boxed it in with a new piece of metal. Painted it black. And a little more clearance. I'm getting fetched up on stuff. Eliminating that out of the bottom there. This is the spindles I had to add some steel onto. I got to pick up a couple washers and a nylock nut. It's going to hold the front wheels on. That's the old snap ring groove. And around there is the bolt. Cut the head off it. It's a 3/4 bolt. That's perfect. Same goes with that one. They're a little long, but I gave myself some room to play. I had to get a little piece of pipe for spacers on the bottom. And here's the spacers I made. And it'll gap the tire out enough. It is. There. Just like that. And then on the washer, the nut. Probably run another washer on this side so it doesn't chew up this too much. Also painted the new dash. These are the side brackets. This is the key slot and the choke hole. Take the steering wheel off and top piece there, and just slide it right down the steering column. Perfect fit. A lot stronger than that piece of plastic that was on there before. But I did put a smaller pulley on the transmission, and that really sucked to figure out because I didn't feel like buying a new belt, so I had to take up the slack in this one. That I believe is a 4-inch. I had a 6, I believe, on there. What I had to cut that off, move it over, well actually unbolt it, and then I re-welded it on there. I had to miss the shifter arm that goes into the transmission. So instead of going around it that way, I came on the inside. I had to add this idler and that one as well. This bracket I hooked it to actually helps, similar to this one. So when you push the clutch in, the belt kind of tucks in there so the belt won't fall out. Just kind of had to frig with it as I went to make it work. So clutch on and off. See how the belt kind of tucks into there when it releases tension. I wanted as much contact surface around this pulley as I could get to avoid it slipping as much as possible, which I have a feeling it still will do, and I'll have to figure that out. If I ran the belt this way, I would have lost this much of the contact surface, so I tucked it around as much as possible. That's why it kind of V's in here. hopefully it won't slip too bad. This is the tension side of the belt, so that's why this idler is placed the way it is, because it'll be strong this way. You wouldn't be able to pull it. It's the better of the two brackets, which is welded here and then bolted here, and bolted the pulley on here. Still gotta hook up the brake at some point, and I want to make sure everything else works too. But so far, we got the front and the back tires all on. Picked up some washers and the steel locking nut, 3/4 inch, coarse thread, buttoned up here. Got some big E-clips for the 1-inch shafts, couple 1-inch washers inside and out. Need a spacer in each side. The shafts are actually different lengths, so the spacers had to be different. Washer, a couple washers in there. Been running it like this for now until I decide on how I want to do the front end. But I definitely got to add in new steering stops because this tire bites in real good into the frame. Notice I'm going to have to add a shim somewhere into the steering when the frame twists a lot. The steering gear actually starts to slip in there, so just from age and the use. So I have to figure out a place so I can stick a shim and put those gears mesh tighter together. Fronts are 21s, and the backs are 22s. You can actually inflate the front ones to the point where they're actually taller than the back. I definitely want to get some taller ones for the back, but for now, money wise, I'm just going to run this. But most likely have some type of ATV tire on the back. I can put those back on the original rims I had on this, so those tires won't go to waste, and then I can probably add some more air in those and pick the front up a little bit more. All buttoned up again. I actually didn't replace the coil inside. It's pretty expensive. I'm just gonna wait, and I'll probably do like a total engine tune up, maybe new valves. Thinking, depending on the compression, I'll do a compression test video at some point and do that, and the cub, maybe a couple other things just for fun.